Hey y'all, it's Sam with MissionMonday.com. Mark's not with me this week. I think he's out golfing with his kids, which seems like a great way to spend a day instead of recording a mission. So, Brother Mark, hope you're having a good time. But for the rest of you, thanks for joining the mission. We don't have a whole lot of missions left for this school year, so make sure you get them in because they matter. What I want you guys to do for a mission this week, we'll start with students. Students, what I would like you to do is pick an adult this week and ask them to do a practice job interview for a job you'd like to have someday. Now, for some of our high school students, this can be super relevant because I bet some of you are starting to look for summer jobs already. So sometimes going to that job interview is kind of nerve-wracking and you're nervous about what's going to go on. I think it'd be really good if you sat down with an adult and they went through and asked you some questions like they were really interviewing you for the job. But this isn't just a high school student kind of interview. If you are a kindergartner and you want to be an astronaut someday, you sit down with somebody and say, would you give me a job interview so I can have an astronaut job someday? When you're interviewing for your real astronaut job someday, you might remember your kindergarten interview and they'll help you out just a little bit. So make sure you do that. Adults, I would like you, and this is staff, parents, volunteers, pick at least one student this week, one child this week, and say, hey, I'd like to give you a practice job interview because I think you've got a lot of potential and I want to make sure you do well in the interview and you're not too nervous. Again, adults, this isn't just a high school kind of interview. Super relevant for them, and you might know a high school student that's looking for a summer job, and this would be great practice for them. But having those interviews with super little kiddos where you can say, listen why they want to be an astronaut someday or whatever it may be, and you can tell them some things. Oh, you know what? You're really good at this, and I think that skill is going to help you be good at whatever someday. It's a great way to validate even super little kiddos. And also you learn a little bit about them in the process, and you get to teach them a few things about what it's going to be like when they're in a real interview someday. And let's go with some of those nerves. So excited to see how these go. I think this is a fun mission, and I hope you guys have a good time with it. I also wanted to let you know, I think counting this, we only have 3 more missions for this school year, so stay tuned for 2 more weeks after this. We'll have a couple more missions for you, and if you go to missionmonday.com, you can see that link. I think Mark and I mentioned we're speaking at the National Conference on School Discipline, both in Las Vegas and Atlanta. That's in June. Link on missionmonday.com so you can get signed up for that. Also, in early June, we don't have the link ready yet, but Mark and I are going to be doing a Mission Monday webinar. As soon as we have information for you, we will get you that link. Love it if you would sign up and join us on the webinar as well. As always, thank you so much for doing the mission. I'll be back next week, and I bet Mark will too. Have a great time.